Gaming, a place for hardcore, casual and competitive gamers. From first-person shooters like Rainbow Six Siege, Battlefield and Destiny, to third-person shooters like Fortnite and GTA, there is a game for everyone to play no matter what you're into. First-person shooters, also known as FPS games, are one of the highest played genres of gaming today. Companies like Ubisoft and DICE have earned millions and sold millions due to how large of the fan base of the games they've created, and meanwhile games such as GTA 5 have broken records. Once GTA was released by Rockstar Games, it earned $900 million on the first day it was released. For those who aren't interested in the more active shooters, games like GTA have a huge map to offer players to explore who don't feel like just doing the main story. You also have games that are known as RPGs, role-playing games. One of the most popular or very well known RPG game is the Sims franchise. They offer you full access to create the character you want and live the life that you want with every aspect of life into one game with the added bit of fun with fantasy and sci-fi aspects of the game. We also have MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. And the most loved, or the one you will hear most about, is World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft offers you to create a character from knight, monster, or a magical character to fight battles with. Now that we've covered the basics of the game genres and types, let's talk about the companies that made them and where they started from. Rainbow Six Siege, the first-person shooter that was mentioned, was published by Ubisoft, a French video game publisher founded in Carentois, France on the 12th of March 1986 by 5 brothers, 2 of them being Yves Guillemot and Michael Guillemot. According to Geeks Media, the Ubisoft's net worth is $3.68 billion. With franchises like Assassin's Creed that has 10 games so far to its name, and not to mention the Tom Clancy games with 3 separate game series including Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell and many other separate games. These 3 series alone contain a total of 38 games, and we've just scratched the surface of how many other games Ubisoft have created other than the Tom Clancy games. We have the Far Cry franchise that has 10 games so far. It's safe to say that Ubisoft is doing a very good job with the amount of games they've published so far. Next on our list, we have Battlefield, published by EA DICE, a Swedish game developer founded in 1992 and had been the subsidiary of Electronic Arts since 2006. When googling the founders of EA DICE, there wasn't much information on who founded the company. The only person that I know for certain is one of the 4 founders of DICE, Olaf. Since DICE is a sub-company for EA, it is unknown how much DICE is worth or the total amount of games they've done. I only know for certain that the Battlefield franchise has around 9 games so far, and along with the Battlefield franchise, DICE have made the 2 Mirror's Edge games and the 2 Battlefront games. Although DICE may be a known company now, it is harder to find its history and other information on the company, so we shall move on to the parent company, the worldwide known company, Electronic Arts. Electronic Arts, founded in California, United States on the 20th of May 1982 by Trip Hawkins, with a net worth of $22.9 billion, EA is responsible for a huge amount of games that are well known today, games like FIFA, Titanfall, UFC, Need for Speed, Sims, and many other games. EA has become one of the most famous gaming companies known today for producing and creating some of the best games that the gaming industry have to offer so far. EA has dabbled into most of the gaming genres today. Next on our list, we have a new game in the third-person genre that has risen to fame and become one of the most played games today. Developed by Epic Games and published also by Epic Games and People Can Fly, Fortnite's initial release date was the 25th of July 2017 by Epic Games. Epic Games, founded by Tim Sweeney and Mark Rein, was founded in 1991 in Potomac, Maryland, United States. Epic Games is responsible for games like the Gears of War franchise and many more games that are not well known or new. Next, we shall move on to one of the most famous gaming publishing companies that you will more likely already heard of, if not the game that has made them the success they are today. Rockstar Games, founded by Dan Houser, Sam Houser, Jamie King, Terry Donovan, and Gary Foreman on December 1998. Rockstar Games is one of the most famous gaming companies through its Grand Theft Auto franchise. The most recent GTA game, GTA 5, being the most famous of them all due to its amazing new and good graphics, its amazing story, and everything else that GTA 5 made unique. New and better game than any other game that was being released at that time. In the first 24 hours of being released, GTA 5 had earned nearly $1 billion, breaking the countless records. Other than its GTA franchise, Rockstar has also made games such as the Red Dead franchise and the Max Payne series. It is safe to say that with how much the GTA franchise is earning alone, Rockstar Games shouldn't have any problems losing money anytime soon, especially since they offer an online mode that has a lot of online purchases that can be made. So far, you've been given information on games, game genres, and the companies that have published or developed them. Now let's move on to the platforms that games can be played on. PC, Xbox, PlayStation are one of the most loved gaming platforms out there. So let's talk about the platforms one by one and go into what each of them have to offer. First, we have PC. Now we all know what a PC is, but there is a big difference in price range and usage between a PC that is made to game and your average PC. For instance, you have to worry about what graphics card, RAM, processor, and many other factors that come into gaming. And it can only come to a hefty price also if you don't know what you look out for correctly. Now let's go into the cool features that you can get that can make your gaming PC and setup look cool. You first need a keyboard and mouse, depending on where you get them from. You can customize them, get LEDs into them, and change the colors for each key on your keyboard. You can also get a gaming mouse. Some of these include a neat feature like button features on the mouse. One to turn your mouse sensor up and down, one that can be used to move forward and backwards on a web page, and can also be changed in your button layout on the game to switch weapons or set it to change to a special weapon depending on what you like. The monitor you can get for your PC varies on your budget and what your PC can handle. But if you want one of the best ones out there, you can get a 4K. This is the maximum quality, 60 frames per second. We can next go into the headsets. Each headset can have its own maker. You can get many different headsets to suit your needs. You get Razer, Corsair, Turtle Beach, and so many others that you can get. Some of these headsets can even be used on your phone, console, and PC. All these features can make PC the superior gaming platform due to its user access and its ability to be customized, and the fact that new parts for PCs are always coming out, meaning the PCs are getting better a lot faster than the console. Next, let's talk about consoles. They're cheaper, easy to maintain, and play all the top games that are out today. Sadly, there is a downside into gaming on a console instead of a PC, one of them being the graphics. Sadly, the consoles don't have as good graphics than the PC due to its graphics card always being updated and better to enhance your game experience. But hey, at least it means that you don't have to pay a lot of money to get your console, or even have your new console constantly become outdated and not have current better equipment with. That part comes out for when the console company brings out a new console for you to use. So what companies make these consoles and who founded them? For the Xbox, they are made by a company called Microsoft, a company that has dabbled into computers, phones, software, websites, and much, much more. Microsoft was founded on the 4th of April 1975 in New Mexico, United States, by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Microsoft is one of the most famous companies known to man due to its founder Bill Gates being one of the richest men alive in the world with an estimated worth of $90 billion. Next on our console list, we have the PlayStation, the UK's best-selling console, and the PlayStation is one of the many children that the well-known Sony company has. Sony, founded on the 7th of May 1946 in Tokyo, Japan by
Akio Morita and Masaru Ibuka.
Those dudes, is a company that works in films, phones, TVs, gaming equipment, some of the leading electronics, and much, much more. It's safe to say that if you haven't heard about Sony, then you might be living under a rock. So we've done a quick rundown on what gaming is, and we've only just scratched the surface. The only question is, do you think you could be a gamer?